I found a replacement reactor coil for the Raider.
Hey, yeah, that'll do it. That is a miracle right there. Right, I'll get to work and install it now.
Some of them have taken to wearing the clothing of the Free People. Why did they turn against the directive?
Their unit was cut off from their ELEX rations. They developed emotions.
They grew weak. Once their ELEX rations were restored, they should have seen the truth of that. Instead, they killed their own kind and ran. I want to know if they had help in escaping.
Whatever the cause, this isn't isolated. Several groups of separatists have broken from our ranks recently.
Separatists? You mean traitors. Do you think someone could be deliberately tampering with the ELEX rations? We should send word to all units. Any signs of emotion must be reported immediately. We will remain vigilant to the enemy within, as well as without.
So speaks a true Alb. I am proud of you both. Your strength, your commitment to the cause, they are known throughout Zekor.
We will bring you only honor, Father. The directive stands above all.
Duty and honor stand above all. Without them, we are nothing.
There is one thing that's worrying me about the Raider.
What is it?
Well, no. I'll tell you when I'm sure. I need some more time to check it over, all right?
And discover the high that faith can bring. Come to the Horde. Come to Ignadon and discover the truth. This is me, Herbert, broadcasting from the orbit to bring a warning to all the free people out there. Stay safe in the wilderness.
Teach me something.
Oh, good.
People of Magaland, this is Herbert, broadcasting spiritual advice and handy tips to all the free people. You should know, there is a place of refuge waiting for all in the port in Ignadon. Stay pure of chems, pledge yourself to Kalan, and a new life awaits you in the service of Magaland.
Father, Jax, so it's true. You are alive. I hadn't dared to hope.
So, you left Zekor? Have you stopped taking ELEX too?
I am trying, but it's difficult. You must have experienced the problems of ELEX withdrawal yourself.
I was unconscious during the worst of it. My body was already drained of ELEX when I awoke.
There is more to the changes than just the physical. It is how your mind copes with the rejection of all that you have known, all that you have been in life. Tell me, what do you make of the world you have discovered since leaving Zekor?
That the free people are capable of resisting the Albs. We are told we are superior, but the Albs have failed to crush them, or their spirit.
That will change soon. The first Alexator, Tarek, is assembling his troops before the gates of the Ice Palace. He will make his move and he will succeed in conquering the lands of the free people. We have to stop him, or our people will perish.
What are you doing here with the Separatists?
I had no other choice. I tried to stop Tarek and Zakor, but he realized my plans. He would have killed me if I had stayed. I hope that I can still make a difference from here. I can help to bring a halt to Tarek's plans. His blind obedience of the hybrid endangers all our people.
What is it he's doing that threatens the Alps? Why is Tarek such a danger?
Tarek is a puppet. He has given his will to the hybrid. The hybrid and his new directive dominate our people. And soon, Tarek will dedicate all our people, the whole of the fighting strength of Zakor, to an invasion of the lands of the free people. All this death for one purpose. Greater power to the hybrid. I say we need to find another way. One that does not lead to our ruin.
You served the directive to obtain all ELEX for the hybrid. What changed your mind?
What happened to our search for knowledge? What happened about our evolution? What about researching the nature of ELEX? All those were key to the Alp people. And all have been dominated by the hybrid's demand for ELEX. A lot has changed at the Ice Palace since the coming of the hybrid, and the pace of that change is only accelerating. The hybrid tells us nothing of this future he sees. He is obsessed with his own evolution, and that is only attainable through the consumption of ever greater quantities of ELEX. No Alp, no free person will be allowed to stand in his way. I still believe in serving the Albs of Zakor, but to achieve that, I now know that the hybrid must be removed from the Ice Palace.
If the hybrid's evolution is not yet complete, shouldn't we ensure he reaches his final form?
With all the sacrifices we've made, with all the blood he once spilled, has he told us what he will achieve if he attains that? How do we know what he will become? No, my loyalty ended on the day of your execution. I will not sacrifice my son for the ideals of that machine.
Then we should ask the hybrid what he will become. We should know what we are choosing between.
Do you think the hybrid will talk to us? To him, we have no more free will than the mutants he commands. You know the price that an owl pays to reach the highest ranks in Zakor.
You summoned me, Master?
Calax, you have proven yourself loyal to the directive. You are efficient. You obey your orders. Those are the marks of a true Alb. I have watched you and your brother, and the honor you have brought to your father. You will all have a part to play in the events that are to come. Are you ready to play that part, Calax? Will you join those chosen to evolve?
The hybrid's will is above all. I will serve the hybrid.
And so it shall be. Open your mind to me, Calax. Know my thoughts and serve the directive.
You and your brother were the strongest warriors at the Ice Palace's command. Strong, intelligent, iron-willed. No one could equal you. And now look at you. Today, you are an outcast.
I suspect that my failure in execution was planned by someone at the Ice Palace.
I share those suspicions, but I have yet to find any proof.
My raider being shot down, the Albs being nearby to carry out my execution. The chances of those things happening without being planned.
But the questions are why and who. The only cause I can think of is your free will. All other Albs took the hybrid's favor as an honor. You questioned it. But who ordered your death? Who coordinated it? That, I don't know.
What about Zardom? I know he was behind the attack on my raider.
Now that he has left the Ice Palace, he would have no reason to do that. Zardom was always set on becoming First Elexitor. If he thought you were an impediment to that, he would have no hesitation in having you killed. But now he's here, out of Zakor, who knows what his plans are?
I know Zardom wanted my raider shot down. Zardom knew I was flying to Adan, and he knew the purpose of my mission.
Well, if that is true, I don't know how he knew that information. No. Zardom was already in exile when you received your orders from the hybrid.
Then someone at the Ice Palace must have got that information to him.
If Zardom is behind this, then he had help. But why would another owl communicate with an exile?
What about the First Elexitor, Tarek?
He has the power and the intellect to plan something like this. But he is no longer himself. These days he is merely a vassal to the hybrid. I don't think he possesses the ability to think as freely as this. I don't think he would do this without orders from the hybrid.
What about the hybrid?
The hybrid needed you and your skills to achieve his aims. While your free will may have made you stand out, your will is nothing to the hybrids. You were under his control and offered no threat. Besides, if he wanted you dead, he could have had you shot without the need for this intricate plan.
What about my brother, Calyx?
I don't believe that. I am sure if your brother is involved, it is only as an instrument. He must be being used by other people. He would only have carried out the execution if he had orders to do so.
So who do you think is behind this?
I don't know. Even if there is someone behind this, I think you will learn his name on the day you stride up the great ramp to the Ice Palace.
Where is Calyx now?
Your brother knows you are still alive. He is looking for you. He wants to finish what he started and prove his loyalty. After all, technically, he failed in his mission to execute you. He will want to remedy that. That is why he is traveling alone. He is currently in the mountains of Abessa on the border of Zakor, awaiting information on your whereabouts. Have no doubt, he will strike as soon as he knows where you are.
Not if I get to him first.
I would rather you both join together. The death of either of you weakens us all.
It is far too late for us to be reconciled.
There must be a way to free him from the hybrid. He's a slave like Tarek. If you could free him from the hybrid's will, then you could both be reconciled.
And if he comes for me in the meantime, I will fight him rather than die myself.
If that is your fate. But you think clearly and independently now, Jax. You can decide your own destiny.
I have discovered Zardom's secret. He has control of a mutant force.
I knew he must have a plan. The question is, what he intends to do with them. Whatever he says about his motives, I find it hard to believe that he has turned his back on his past. I think we will need to watch Zardom carefully.
Which one of you convinced Wardak to join your cause?
No one did. Your father chose to join us himself. I hope that you too can see the strength of our cause.
The pilgrim Thorold is key to the fight against the hybrid.
Then there is another who will fight to take control of Zakor.
I don't think Thorold has any interest in taking the throne in the Ice Palace. He's seeking to defend Adan.
The Berserkers have their own plans for Magalan. Their goals will always be a threat to ours. Never forget that all the free people have their own agendas.
As do you.
Yes, but mine is clear. As are the results of my actions. You cannot say the same of others. Offer people power, and they will take it. That includes the Pilgrim.
The converter in southern Abessa has been shut down.
That is a blow struck against the hybrid. Whatever he needs the ELEX for, you just cut off one of his major supplies. I would expect Zakor is already planning a response. We will prepare for the Ice Palace's attack.
What about the other converters?
They are your business. You know how to deactivate them, and that each one shut down will weaken Zakor. We will prepare to hold their forces when they retaliate. I would say that ending the flow of ELEX into Zakor would be strategically beneficial, but you must decide that for yourself.
I doubted what I was told, that you were failing the hybrid. Yet now even the fact that you still breathe stands against the directive. Why did you come here, Jax? What did you expect to find?
My brother.
You appeal to me with emotion? The bond of blood with you, with Father, once gave me honor. Now all I have is shame. Your execution should have saved me from that.
And yet, here I stand. You failed the directive, Calyx. Perhaps we aren't perfect after all. Wardic hid the truth. We were born free people. ELEX, the hybrid, our father. They decided what we would become.
Powerful, superior. They opened the door to our evolution. Our past is irrelevant.
So we've been told. But what other lies have we yet to uncover? You take the promises of the future and serve without question. But even now as an Elexiter, what does the hybrid tell you, Calyx? What do you know of the truth?
From the ashes came the clerics, believers in Kalan. From Kalan came the Albs, believers in the future. From ELEX came the hybrid, seer of all things. Together we serve no god. We bow to no person. Together we shall evolve.
Evolve into what? The Albs existed before the hybrid. Now we serve him. Now we bow to him. He has taken the place of Kalan.
Do you think you can anger me? I don't need anger, brother. The directive tells me you must die. What is dead should stay dead.
So, Calyx set a trap for me, and Wardic walked me into it. He has some explaining to do.
All citizens are advised to seek shelter immediately. Government sources have now confirmed that Comet XJLY is on a direct collision course with our planet. Reports say that panic has already broken out in many cities, with citizens leaving to seek shelter in mountain areas. Seek shelter immediately, and may your gods be with you. Citizens are advised that those remaining in the open will have a low chance of survival. There is a high chance of strong aftershocks, earthquakes, and tsunami. Damage across areas surrounding the impact site will be catastrophic, while dust and debris from the impact is forecast to lead to dust storms. prompting a period of cooling that will mean the failure of most crop species. It is no exaggeration to say that we could be facing the end of our world. Citizens are asked to gather as many supplies as possible. Please wait for additional local instructions. The government has been overthrown. The military has taken control in a coup that has seized all parliament buildings. There is no word from the president. All that we can do is wait and hold our breath. We will transmit information for as long as we can. May your gods be with you.
Calyx lured me into a trap. You told me Calyx was traveling alone, but I was ambushed by several units of Alp's soldiers.
I told you what I knew of him. Calyx must have changed his plans.
Where did you get that information in the first place?
From Calyx.
Then either you lied, or Calyx used you to set a trap for me.
The hybrid has made him blind to all other things. You must help set your brother free from the hybrid's control.
I can't promise you that.
This nonsense has to end. He was your brother in arms. He is your brother by blood.
Calyx told me I was to become an Elexiter, one of the chosen. What does that mean?
That you were directly under the hybrid's control, working together as a group to do the hybrid's will.
But I don't remember even having access to the hybrid. As a full Elexiter, Calyx was the one who had access. He was the one who always spoke directly to him. There must be more to this. It just doesn't add up.
Then you need to speak to Calyx yourself.
I would have done, but the combat mechs you failed to warn me about had other ideas.
There must be another way to reach him.
And how do I do that without walking into another trap?
You will have to find a place where the combat mechs won't go. Then, you'll need to lure him there.
Any suggestions for where I can lure him?
No. That's a question you'll have to answer yourself.
Lure Calyx? Are you serious?
It's better than you fighting his combat mechs.
Then give me a suggestion, Father. If you want to help him, then help me.
Something important happened in the past that I have yet to tell you. Calyx has known for some time, and I think he fears the truth.
What is it he fears?
Losing his rank as Elexitor.
Tell me this secret.
There is a small fishing village on an island to the south of Idan. It is now long abandoned. You should go there. That is where you will find the answers you are seeking.
You must be able to tell me more than that.
I could tell you, but you may not believe me. You have to see it yourself to understand. I will speak to you when you return.
So, this is the place Wardick wanted me to see. This place, there's something familiar about it. I have been here before. This path, this beach. It was a long time ago, but I was here. I was still a child, a young child. I lived here with my parents. This was my home. It was raining. They came out of the darkness with their weapons of light and fire. People ran in panic. They ran. They were cut down. The town on fire. Screaming. Another boy hiding near me. Just as afraid as I was. Everyone else was gone. All that remained were the lifeless bodies in the surf. It was just me and the other boy. Then one of the attackers found us and took us with them. He named me Jax, and the other boy, Calyx. So, that is what Wardick kept secret all these years. Calyx and I weren't born in Zakor. We came from Idan. We were born berserkers. Why would Wardick hide that from us?
I have been to the fishing village in Edan.
Then do you understand?
That Calyx and I were born berserkers and not Albs? Do I understand that you killed our parents and carried us off to the Ice Palace as your children? What I don't understand is why.
I wanted heirs. I had achieved much. But I wanted to found a dynasty of the most powerful Albs to follow in my footsteps. But I couldn't have children. So I did what Albs do. I took what I wanted, and I was successful. Look at what you and Calyx achieved. You rose to the very top in Zakor. My legacy was almost complete. You were poised to rule.
We were. Then someone set me up. Now, your bastard children are trying to kill each other.
Yes, all the plans I had shattered.
Your plans? You destroyed our lives.
What life are you talking about? I saved you from death when the Albs destroyed your village. Your parents would be dead anyway. Your lives would have been short, desperate, futile. What would you be? A fisherman? A vagrant in the forests? A wanderer amongst the rat holes of Edan? You both have me to thank for lives of greatness. This truth is what you can use to lure Calyx. He wants to hold on to power, and fears that if the truth of his birth became known, then he would lose that power, threaten to reveal the truth, and Calyx will come to you. There is one place Calyx will not dare to take anyone from Zakor. You will know it when you see it.